Hi there, everybody. It's Marc Laurenson here from Sydney Astrology School, and thank you for joining me as we continue on with the Neptune through the Houses series. And in this episode, it's episode number 7. We're going to be looking at Neptune in the 11th house. Now, the ancients really liked the 11th house. It was one of their favorites. They called it the house of hopes and wishes. It was also the house of the good daemon, which is the good angel. So as far as they were concerned, anything that landed in the 11th house was kind of blessed. Now, I kind of like all the houses. I think all the houses have something really important to offer, particularly if you play them well, of course. And I think they're all blessed in their own way. But I can see what the ancients meant with the 11th house, because the 11th house is a house of networks, supportive networks. It is a house of allies, and it's the classic house of friends. And it also has kind of like a future vision involved with it as well. So it all sounds really positive, doesn't it? So when we are talking about the 11th house, or when we do understand the 11th house, we've got to go out more than friends with Neptune, because um, when we're thinking of the 11th house in a friend's context, uh, Neptune is much more involved with being connected to everything and everyone. And so, close friends, the people that you hang out with and the people that you hold dear will definitely come into this. But as far as Neptune is concerned, it kind of opens up to the community, to the social world, pretty much everybody on this planet. And so, as far as Neptune goes, everybody, everybody is your ally, everybody is your close friend. You are part of everything and everybody. We all come from the same source. We're all sprinkles of the universal energy here on the planet. And really and truly, when it all boils down, as far as Neptune is concerned, we're all one. And so with Neptune in the 11th house, you will have this deeply emotional, spiritual connection to, I want to say, the understanding of community, the understanding of where you fit in socially, possibly with causes, possibly with projects, possibly with ventures where you feel kind of drawn to in a soul way or a spirit way. It feels a little bit like I'm here on the planet for that reason. I'm here on the planet to do something on the level of compassion, or do something on the level of getting emotionally involved in what I feel connected to, or what I feel I believe in. That's beyond me. That's more than just me kind of feathering my own nest, or, just feeding my own in my own family. It feels very much like I need to be able to open up a little bit more. I need to be open up my heart. I need to be able to see the planet as what I am connected to, and everything and everyone on the planet is me as well. Now, this is kind of beautiful in a way, because I feel there's a lot of people with Neptune in the 11th house that could become very altruistic, or very charitable. They could actually do a lot of volunteering. They can actually go out of their ways to help out other people, or to possibly heal other people who they don't even know. Client work comes into this, being able to be of some kind of help, or to be able to be there, on an emotional or soul level. I know people who've got Neptune in the 11th house that are on phone lines, phone lines, suicide hotline, those kind of things. Neptune in the 11th house, people have to be very, very careful though, because what happens here is, because they are so open, and because they feel in a way that they're connected to everything and everyone, again, the dividing line between them and what's going on collectively is very, very thin. So they can get overwhelmed very easily. Um, I was doing a reading for somebody just recently with Neptune in the 11th house, and she burst into tears because she had other planets in the 11th as well. Because she said, there's so much going on in the world. There's so much pain in the world. There's so much suffering in the world, and I don't feel that I can do anything about it. She felt like it was kind of her spiritual responsibility in a way. Um, and if I remember rightly, I think she did have Saturn there as well. Um, I think she was an 89er or the late 80s when Saturn and Neptune came together. And so you got that feeling, don't you? You got that feeling of somebody whose heart is so open to the plight of what's happening in the world, um, and feeling on a certain level it's all too much. And sometimes they have to be careful. You have to be careful of getting emotionally overwhelmed. You can only do what you can do with Neptune in the 11th house. And so, therefore, the people that you connect with could have actually be the people that is in your, what I would say, in your realm or in your sphere of being effective. Okay. Now, as far as friends are concerned, close friends are concerned, maybe you'll have close friends that you feel very, very bonded to. Maybe you'll have close friends that you might have that soul kind of connection with. Sometimes again, there might be that feeling of you and your friends, the dividing line between you and your friends is not really there. So you kind of morph into each other in a way. Um, as a child, I know people who, with Neptune in the 11th house, I know one very, very well, um, who would come home every day from school acting like their friends. And the mother used to say, "Who are you today? Which one of your friends are you today?" This is Neptune in the 11th. You know, that feeling of becoming that other person. It's very, very beautiful in lots of ways because it feels it feels so connected to everything that's going on in life, that many can be quite visionary. You know, they can be actually called visionaries. I know people who are quite inventive in this area, who are quite innovative in this area, and are always looking for ways to be able to come up with new ideas or new plans that can not only help themselves but can also be able to be effective for the planet, but people, just people in general. It's a very, very important part of having Neptune in the 11th house. Now, what I want to say about this too is that people have to be very careful with the people that they hang out with Neptune in the 11th house, because um, many people can get involved with people who aren't going to be in their best, doing things for their best interest, if you know what I mean. People can get mixed up in the wrong crowd, drug dealing friends, cults, all that kind of stuff. You have to be kind of careful of because, classically, if you're not listening to your intuition, Neptune is always working through our intuition. And our intuition is always guiding us. It's always telling us this is the way to go, this is the way not to go. And even with friends, it's saying red light, red light, red light. When you're hanging out with somebody who Neptune can actually see is taking you down a wrong path, if you don't listen to your intuition, you can get kind of sucked in. You can get sponged in by certain people. And you have to be careful of that. Neptune can give too much. Sometimes I feel that that area of being there for people and being overly connected can sometimes go down the road of overgiving. And this is another area where Neptune and the 11th people have to be very, very careful. How much they give to friends, how much they give to society. Um, there is a person I know who does a lot of giving to charities all the time, which is so beautiful, but at the same time doesn't have a lot of money themselves. So again, you've gotta be wise enough with Neptune in the 11th house to know when to draw the line as well. Um, I was talking about vision before. I was talking about people who are always kind of looking forward, always trying to move into the new and to create the new. Uh, I find the 11th house has a lot to do with work. The last three houses can all come out in the work area. Most of us are working in 11th house environments, meaning group environments or organizations or teams. And so I want to say that when we got Neptune in the 11th house, I always feel that if you're going for something, if you're looking at something and moving towards something in a project kind of way or a visionary kind of way, it does need to connect inwardly. It feels like your soul has to be giving it a nod. It feels like you're in alignment with what your spirit wants you to do. And this could be anything. It doesn't have to be spiritual. It doesn't have to be classically holy or classically, charitable. It doesn't have to be. It can be a very everyday kind of job. But at the same time, it has to feel in alignment with spiritual work. And spiritual work has everything to do with making you feel good from the inside out, but it's also got something to do with you having an effect on others outside of your own personal needs. Now, I know that you're going to still get the benefit of it in the long run, but that's not really what it's about. A lot of Neptune in the 11th people um, love hanging out with groups and uh, and teams and clubs that are Neptunian, meaning that could be artistic, that could be imaginative, that could be inspiring, that could be spiritual, that lift that part of them, that take them to other worlds. That's also a part of Neptune in the 11th house. Um, I find that Neptune in the 11th house is is such a beautiful place to be if you do manage to be with the right in the right environment, in the right atmosphere, with the right people. Uh, I feel that Neptune in the 11th house people possibly need to do things like meditation groups or qigong groups, tai chi, all those kind of things where the spiritual energy is being shared between everybody else. It becomes stronger that way as well. I think Neptune in the 11th house people would really would have a strong need for that kind of connection. So if you have Neptune in the 11th house, and if you really want it to work well in your life, um, calm down, which is a very Neptunian thing, chill out, and listen to your inner voice more than anything else. Because your inner voice will always be moving you forward. It'll always be taking you down the right path to the right people at the right time. And any ideas that come up for you will probably come up through dreams or through signals or while you're driving or while you're in the shower. Trust all those kind of things because they're going to be taking you right down the road that you really need to go.